Welcome to another episode of the Modern Hotelier, hospitality's most engaged podcast. I'm David Millili.
I'm Steve Carran.
Steve, who are we interviewing today?
David, today we have a Bill Graf, owner of ONDA. Thanks for sitting down with us, Bill. How are we doing today?
Thank you guys so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. So, Bill, can you give us a little bit about your background and how you got into hospitality?
Sure. So I studied finance and real estate in college. I started my career doing mergers and acquisitions advisory for an investment bank and then jumped to a private equity fund. And in both of those, I focused on multi-site restaurants and retailers. So think large franchisors, franchisees of like fast food concepts and things like that. And took a sabbatical, quit my job in finance, went to Southeast Asia, bought a motorcycle, had an eat, pray, love for a year, and came back and COVID hit. And, I was sitting in my condo in Madison, Wisconsin and turning on the TV, and every channel you had was, we're never going to travel again. We're never going to fly. We're never going on a cruise ship. None of that. And I'm going, my contrarian investor brain kicked in. And I'm like, that's just not true. We will. This might be a great time to get into one of these industries. And so airlines were a no-go. Cruise ships were a no-go. And I'm like, hotels. You could probably buy some distressed hospitality real estate right now. And so that's what I did. I flew down to Costa Rica for a variety of sort of practical reasons. That's why we chose that geography. I bought an old beat-up pickup truck and kicked the tires on every 20 to 40 key beach hotel I could find within a few hours of the airport, threw in some lowball offers, and we bought the first hotel in July of 2021, spent 6 months renovating, rebranding, building out our brand, and we launched on January 1st, 2022.
So tell us about ONDA and what is the kind of the mission behind the brand?
So the mission behind the brand, right? Philosophically, I've done a lot of traveling. Like I said, I bought that motorbike, went through Vietnam and Southeast Asia, and the experiences that I was having, I post them to Instagram, and all of my finance friends back in the United States were super jealous. Like, oh my God, how are you doing this? This looks amazing, right? It's a pretty low bar for finance people working in an office. And what I realized the reality of the situation was to have these really cool, authentic experiences, you had to get to the end of the dirt road. You had to go to off the beaten path, right? You had to go to the kind of places that will never really support a mega resort. Right? And that got me thinking, it's really interesting, especially in these developing economies, there is no brand to be in the places that the modern traveler wants to be. These are really interesting lifestyle destinations like, Santa Teresa, Costa Rica, Koh Tao in Thailand. I mean, I could rattle a million of them off, and I'm sure you guys have been to places like this. The places that people want to go, but they're scared to take the leap because there's no trusted brand to take them there.
Sure.
And so ONDA really was founded to build out a franchise system specifically designed for these types of small hotels in lifestyle destinations.
That's cool.
So what's next for ONDA?
So, like I said, we launched that first hotel in January of 2022. It's been operating for 3.5 years. A huge testament to my operations team. We have a 9.4 on booking.com. We have a 4.8 out of 5 on Google. I mean, these are the only hotel in Costa Rica with better reviews is the Four Seasons. And I think it starts at $1,500 a night. Our ADRs are an order of magnitude literally lower than that. We are a solid 3-star concept. So we're incredibly proud of the experience that we provide, particularly relative to the value. We've also proven out that the unit economics work. Our margins are in line with what you'd expect from a branded concept, and the ROI and the real estate investment makes sense. And so, long answer short, we're looking to scale. We've acquired the underlying real estate for a second hotel. The first one's down by the beach. The second one is up in the Cloud Forest, in the Monteverde Cloud Forest Reserve in Costa Rica. We literally should be hearing back, I think, today from the Costa Rican government about our building permits. And we're about to kick off a fundraise for that. And the goal is, in the medium term, to grow to 10 either owned or leased locations in Costa Rica before entering new countries via a master franchise model.
So can you take us, like, when you're on property at an ONDA hotel, what is that like? What is different about that other than the location?
So it's a great question. Being the meticulous finance guy that I am, before we launched this concept, we interviewed dozens, if not about 100 people in the target demographic to put some data behind what we were building. This is not my personal hotel, to my tastes. We wanted to make sure that it was data driven. And for the people in our target demographics, going to the places that we wanted to build, one thing kept coming up, one word over and over and over. In English, that word is the vibe. The vibe, the vibe, the vibe. The room and stuff doesn't matter as much. I want to go somewhere where there's a cool destination bar and restaurant, there's programming, there's other cool people, there's a co-working space, we can collaborate. But it's really about the vibe. If you nail the fundamentals in the room of comfortable beds and working AC, hot water, good water pressure, it just needs to be very clean and comfortable. But that's a place to sleep. I want beautifully designed common areas filled with fun and interesting people doing fun and interesting things for me to meet. And so ONDA is actually Spanish for vibe, which is why we named our company that.
Great. So tell people how they can find out more, how they can connect with you, and how they can find out more about the brand.
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm William Graf on LinkedIn, actually.
Okay.
Or they can go to www.stayonda.com, which is our website for the hotel. Always happy to welcome listeners of the podcast. If people want to come down, just shoot me a message, and I'm sure we can get you guys down there at a discounted or eliminated rate.
Right. Okay. Well, that does it for another episode of the Modern Hotelier, hospitality's most engaged podcast. We're here in Chicago at the ILC Confab. Thank you.
You made it to the end of the Modern Hotelier. Thanks for watching or listening. The Modern Hotelier is produced by Modern Hotelier Media. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're listening on YouTube, or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you know a good guest, sponsor, or have media needs, feel free to reach out to us at hello@themodernhotelier.com. Thanks and have a great day.